Perception is out of time. Seeing immediately the whole nature of time, which is to have, to use a good old word, to have an insight into the nature of time. If you have that insight into the nature of time, not you, if there is an insight into the nature of time, the very brain cells which are part of time break down. The brain cells mutate, bring about a change in themselves. That's what this person is saying. You may disagree, you may say that prove it. I say this is not a matter of proof. It's a matter of act. Do it, find out, test it.
You were also saying the other day that when the consciousness is empty of its content,
that's right. That is, the content is time.
Yes. You said that leads to the transformation of the brain cells.
Yes.
When you say consciousness is empty of the content,
there is no consciousness as we know it.
Yes. You see, and again you are using the word insight. What is the connection between the two?
Well, what is the connection?
There's obvious connection.
Between what?
Between a consciousness. When you have suggested that consciousness empty of its content.
Which is, careful.
Yes.
Consciousness is put together by its content.
Yes.
The content is the result of time.
Yes.
Now,
the content also is time. That the content,
of course,
it's about time as well, right?
And about time as of course.
It is also actually put together by time.
Actually put together time, and also it's about time, as he pointed out. Now, if you have an insight into that, the whole pattern is gone, broken.
Yes. If you say
the insight, which is not of time, which is not of memory, which is not of knowledge, etc., etc.
Who has this insight?
It's not me.
This is.
There is an insight.
There's an insight, and the word insight has a positive connotation. You have an insight, and then the consciousness is empty of its content as a negative kind of...
No, sir.
No. Obviously you are implying that the very emptying of the content, the emptiness of the content, is insight.
No. We are saying time is a factor which has put the content, which has made up the content. It's made up and it also thinks about. All that is a bundle of, is the result of time. Now, an insight into this whole movement. It's not my insight.
No, it's insight.
Insight. That brings about transformation in the brain. Because it is not time-binding, that insight.
If you say that this content, the psychological content, is a certain structure physically in the brain, you see, you may say that in order for this psychological content to exist, the brain, over many years, has made many connections of the cells which constitute this content, right?
Quite.
And then there's a flash of insight which sees all this, right?
That's right.
And sees that it's not necessary.
Yeah.
And therefore, that all this begins to dissipate. And then when that has dissipated, there's no content. Then you say that whatever the brain is doing is something different.
Which is, sir, we can go further.
Yeah.
Which is, then there is total emptiness. Right? We won't go into, which we went into the other day.
Yes, well, emptiness of that content. Now, but when you say total emptiness, you don't mean you don't see the
No,
room,
no, of course.
but you mean emptiness of all this inward
Yeah,
content.
that's right. There is that emptiness has tremendous energy. It is energy.
Yes, so could you say that the brain, having had all these connections tangled up, has locked up a lot of energy?
That's right.
And
Wastage of energy.
yeah, and then when they begin to dissipate,
That's right.
then that energy is there.
Yeah.
Or would you say that's as much physical energy as any other kind, of nervous energy?
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
Now, you heard all this, Narayan. You can go on more in detail, but you've heard en principe, the principle, the root of it. Is it an idea or a fact?
An idea of it has no.
No, I'm asking you. No, don't dodge it. Is it an idea or a fact? I hear all this. I have heard it with the hearing of the ear, so I make it into an idea. But if I hear it, not only with the hearing of the ear, but hear it in my being, in the very structure of myself, I hear this statement. What happens then? If that doesn't take place, it becomes merely an idea we can spin along for the rest of one's life, playing with ideas. But if that sense of, yes, so, sir, we are more or less, you and I, and perhaps, more or less captured audience. If there was a scientist, biofeedback or another brain specialist, would they accept all this? Would they even listen to all?
Well, maybe a few would, but obviously the majority would not. I mean,
No,